Welcome. I'm Saar Markovich. I'm a mindset coach. I work with people who face indecision, who feel stuck in their lives. I help them dissolve the false identities they live in, the fear that leads their lives, and basically give them a bigger sense of freedom in their lives. This podcast is about showing people a little bit what I do in the clinic, but also inspire people to take ownership over their experience and lead a better, more aligned life. Today with me, I have Matan, a good friend. We met through a camp in Midburn, which is the Israeli Burning Man. And since then, we've been through the dance of life a little bit. So, Matan, please introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then maybe we'll go from there into the challenges that you face. Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, firstly, every time that I see you everywhere is always good to see, good vibes. So
Mhm.
always good to see you. Always bring good energy to everywhere I meet you. Very, I really appreciate it in you. And yeah, in the past two years, I worked as a business development manager in a large company. I represented the company in Israel. And now I'm transforming. I found that even though it was the perfect job, I wanted to something more that I'll be more passionate about. So I'm transforming into being also a coach, helping people with anxiety, people that have a lot of stuck in thoughts, overthinking, and so that's the path I'm going towards right now. In the past 7 months, I was in the East. I had a great trip, and now I'm back and ready for the transformation and for the new era.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what would you say then is your challenge, your biggest challenges these days? Maybe lay out the challenges in front of you. You and I
Right.
had a little talk before about what are key challenges in your life. And there's a few areas, as it always is, that you find some challenges in. Maybe lay them out for us.
Right. Yeah. So to me, I'm going to use this platform also to help me with what I'm struggling with, and also to expose some shame, because this is the way shame lose power, is basically exposing. So I have addiction to porn, and these days, like, I feel down, and it's like quite down, like a bit of depression, of like not wanting to do things, um, like not finding, like when I see that few things are not going the way I want, so I'm kind of giving up, kind of, in a way of like I don't have energy to deal with this. And those are the main things that I feel, yeah. And also things related to my career that I'm like right now transforming into something new that is also challenging. But I would say the depression is stopping me from going there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I hear a few challenges, right?
Right.
But I think there is some connective
Mm.
tissue between all of them, right? What would you say is that connective tissue? What would you say connects all of them for you?
Yeah. So definitely the addiction to porn is more intense when, like, I feel, this depression of like, I don't have energy, and then my willpower is also not strong, so I'm less into my habits that keep me on my good high vibe. I do them, but it's not so excited, not so enthusiastic. Um, the connection tissue.
So for me,
Yeah.
addiction is a tool. When I hear addiction, I hear a tool. It's a tool our consciousness uses for a reason. Often that reason is to keep a certain experience alive within us. As long as I'm addicted, I stay a certain way. It's a tool that forces me to a certain box internally. Addiction in the end can be a way for me not to feel things, to avoid things. But the story that happens often is I start to judge myself for the addiction. So there is sort of an oppressive power that keeps attacking my being as long as I fall into the addiction. So the addiction is this tool that my consciousness uses. Let's say I feel alone, and then I don't like feeling alone, so I escape into, for example, very common for all men, porn. But at the same time, there is a voice that judges me for doing it, that says, you are not okay for doing it. Basically, oppresses my essence. It doesn't attack the action. The fact that I am using porn doesn't serve me because of the reason. It attacks me. I am not okay for doing it. My essence, my being. So I see there is a power that's judging you here, right? There is a power that keeps you sort of in a box there. Then we have depression, the word depression. You can describe your situation in many ways. I have low energy. I have a lack of desire to do certain things. I cannot finish things I begin. But you use the word depression, which has turned in modern society also into an oppressive tool. It's a judgment. You are depressed. It's a Western view of, it's a Western tool of judgment of people. Oh, he's depressed. He will get out of it, as if there is something wrong in this situation. There is judgment.
Labeling also.
Label, yeah. You know, in shamanic cultures, someone might have the similar expression of depression. They have low energy, etc.
Right.
So they may say, okay, he's going through a transformation.
Right.
Or he is conserving the energy and focusing it internally because there is an evolution happening. Maybe he's shedding internal layers, and for that he cannot express the energy out. He needs to contain it in. One of my favorite spiritual, let's say, influencers that is it's an interesting character called Bashar. He says it's not depression, it's compression. You are internalizing all of your energy. You are compressing. You are creating internal pressure to help you remove layers that are not yours, masks that you've been wearing. And then the challenges at work are also also tied to this story. There is a little bit feeling of I don't know what to do in them, right? Like what's happening there.
Yeah, kind of like I don't have the power to deal with them.
Exactly.
Like the things are bigger than me.
Than you.
Know?
Yeah, another judgment in a way. Another thing that attacks who you are. Right? I am not all powerful, all capable.
Right.
I am not actually deciding not to decide. This experience is happening to me. It's outside of my hands. And this is a little bit the line that I can see. These are all things that sort of are happening to you. And at the same time, they are all there's a lot of judgment tied to them, I feel. So I would actually ask, where did you learn to judge yourself? In a way.
Before answering the question, can I ask you something?
Of course.
So every time we try to change a habit, let's say smoking or porn in my case, there has to be some kind of, because you're trying to get out of it. So there gotta be some kind of judgment on the doing it because you're trying to get out of it, right?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be judgment. It can be an analysis of it. It can be an understanding and an awareness that this habit no longer serves me. Sometimes at a certain point in your life, watching porn, as it was for me as a child, served something. It had value. It was a tool developed by you at a certain point in life to avoid feelings you don't want to feel. and it served you then. The cost to reward was lower cost, higher reward. And now, slowly, as you mature and who you are now, the cost to reward is shifted. This is no
Definitely.
longer giving you the same reward, and the cost is slowly increasing. So, this strategy, this tool, no longer serves you. This is what needs to be seen. It doesn't need to include a judgment about myself. It can be almost a dry weighing of cost to reward, a looking at reality.
Yeah.
But what's attached to it is also a judgment. There is the cost and reward, but at the same time, there is an attack on myself. I am not okay that I'm doing it. Something's wrong with me for doing it. I'm not good enough. There's something wrong. I am bad. All of these tie into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, when we look at addiction, we need to see what is it serving still, because there is a hidden value to having an addiction. And the hidden value is that it allows me to stay the small self. That is, if there is a part in me that believes there's something wrong with me still having the addiction keeps me in this false identity of there's something wrong with me. It's a proof that keeps feeding this machine, this system.
I understand.
Yeah. So if you want to maybe explore this thing, what this addiction is serving for you, let's go. We will have to go into a moment, into a recent moment where you used this tool, and explore what was this tool used for. And from there, we can actually unravel a little bit what this tool is doing.
It's showing up firstly when things are not going the way I want.
Mhm.
Also when I'm lonely. So when I like, in one hand, I'm kind of really okay to just sit and meditate, but on the other hand, I'm like I'm there. It's kind of feeling this like it's feeling this void of like just being there, and maybe not feeling what comes up, and also horny. Like I feel, I have this need, like I believe, physical need,
Mhm.
and sometimes I can get it. Like I can sleep with a girl, and sometimes I don't. And sometimes when I do, I feel like I'm horny. I need to do it more. And I know that the way I do it, like I don't like it. I much rather have intimacy with the woman rather than doing this. Much rather having like intimacy, doing it with love, and like opening my heart to someone.
So something that I'll touch a bit about first is the idea of need. If we really break down human behavior and human nature, there are very few things we need. Most of them is want. Maybe you would say, no, I need to eat. And I would say, no, you want to eat, because not eating makes you hungry and it's unpleasant. And eventually not eating will cause to your death, which is something you do not want. Need means that I must have it. But in reality, we can really unravel what sits behind those needs and find wants. So even this horniness, which is a primal power that activates in us, there is no need for a release of this internal pressure. There is a part of us that wants to release this pressure because it doesn't want to continue experiencing it. Does that land a little bit?
A little bit.
Okay. And this is just my view. You can, of course, resist it. But through this view, I want to look at what happens when this desire, this want to relieve the pressure comes, together with this want not to feel alone, because it's something I don't want to feel, and together with this numbing that's happening that you said. I want to see what happens there. So if you don't mind, let's go into a recent moment
Eh,
where
Can I ask something?
yeah,
Or you want?
yeah, of course.
So, what are needs of us? What do you
I think in the
identify
end,
as
it's a
needs?
linguistic tool. When we verbalize a need and verbalize a want, what we actually say is when I express want, it means there is a part of me that freely desires it. And when someone expresses need, of course, they're interchangeable. And it's very dependent on the person and the linguistic structure. But often in the average person, when someone says, I want to, it means there is a part of them that really desires it. And when someone says, I need to, there is a part of them that is avoiding something. So I want to go home. I am done. I want to go home. I need to go home means I don't want to be at where I am now, and there is a fear alive in me, and I want to alleviate this fear.
Attachment to the
There is some story behind them. Often I would say want stems out of more free will, and need stems out of fear. I want to make money so I can buy a better house. I need to make money or else I can't afford rent.
survivor.
Just the nature, yeah. It's the nature. Of course, it's interchangeable, whether you are English speaker or not affects it. But generally, there is a frequency and a feeling attached to these words. And if you listen to it, you can often say, I need to alleviate this pressure, means there is a fear behind it. What will happen if you don't? Well, if I don't alleviate this pressure, I'll feel very uncomfortable. And I don't want to feel uncomfortable. On the other hand, someone can say, I want to alleviate this pressure. What will happen if you don't alleviate this pressure? Well, then I will not get what I want. And that's not too bad because it's just an expression of free will.
Right.
It's a linguistic thing that it's a tool that I work with. So let's go into a recent moment where you feel porn basically was a tool used not to feel something. If you feel comfortable going there.
Yeah. I'm thinking lately, because that's what's coming up. On one hand is like, yeah, just like feeling what's going on right now, that I'm like, that I told you, I'm just gonna say it here. I'm doing a program now that I feel like I'm creating something new, helping people with anxiety, worry, overthinking, and I think I came from a place of I need it because I so want to creating something that I'm excited about and also helping people and something that I'm enthusiastic about, rather than going into a 9 to 5 again, that it's something that I really don't want. So I put a lot of pressure on myself, and as you say, I need it, and it wasn't I want. I also feel it comes from free will, but also from a lot of attachment to the thing, and it's not going as well as I want. And I feel like there maybe just being in the moment in what's coming up. That's one thing, and on the second thing is really like I feel horny, and I want to masturbate, and I also feel all of that is attached to like I want intimacy, and like this is replacing this sense of intimacy that I so desire as well.
So let's explore what this tool has been used for. What would happen if this thing you are creating not work?
I need to go to a 9 to 5.
Yeah. And how would that feel?
Not good, like not liking my life, and I remember that feeling.
Okay. wait, let's stay there a little bit. What is not good? Not good is a judgment again. It's a
Right,
description,
right,
but it's not a feeling. Not
right,
good
right.
is an umbrella statement on a feeling.
Tired?
How would it feel? How would it feel not to succeed in what you're doing, in what this thing, and needing to go back to work at a place you might not want to work at?
Feeling sad,
Sad.
tired. I was tired
Sad
a lot.
about what?
About spending my time in a place I don't want to.
How does it feel when you have to spend your time in a place you don't want to?
Mm, I'd say frustrating, but mm,
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah, frustrating.
frustrating. It is sad.
So frustration has sort of the essence of anger for me. It's very similar. If you look at what happens in the body and how it expresses, frustration and anger are very similar.
Yeah.
Both, I would say, are what I would call secondary emotions. When I'm angry, what happens is I experience an emotion, and as a result of it, I experience anger. Let's say someone scares me. I got scared, and then I get angry as a defense mechanism because I don't want to feel scared. Why did you scare me? What sits under the frustration for you?
The fact that I'm not doing what I want, like not letting my gifts out
Mm,
and know that I'm what I'm capable of.
okay. And if you don't get your gifts out, and if you don't fulfill what you're capable of, how would that feel?
I feel depression is coming, like tiredness, like low energy, but I know it's not a feeling. I'm trying to think about how to feel, like
What are you depressed
numbing,
about? What are you numbing?
of not living the life that I want, not
Yeah.
not being doing what I like.
Yeah. And if you don't do what you like, you don't live the life that you want. What are you?
As a feeling or as a judgment?
Whichever comes.
Mm, Nothing. I'm like just like living, but not really living.
Yeah. And something that's nothing and is living, but not that is living. What is it?
I don't, not coming up for
Yeah.
me.
If I see something and it's like it's nothing, it's not doing its purpose because it's not living how it's meant to live. What would you say about that thing? What is it for you?
Worthless.
Maybe worthless? Is that a feeling you think
Could be
familiar
like underneath.
underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Does it feel this feeling of worthlessness? Is it something that you feel you can connect to and you've
Hmm.
experienced in your life?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So let's put it there. So basically, the fear around not succeeding and having to go to work and do something you don't want to do is it will hit this feeling of worthlessness.
Hmm.
I will feel worthless. I'm unable to do what I want to do. I'm worthless.
Hmm.
That's one.
Hmm.
Okay, this is around the work. Then let's go into the second part because we said we go into porn a little bit when there's this pressure with work. And what was the other thing? It was when we feel a little bit depressed as well, right?
It's yeah, my will is less stronger to do
Less strong.
what keeps me on high,
Yeah,
and I fall into porn.
yeah. So how does it feel when you are unable to hold your will. When you have a will, you have a
Weak. I feel weak.
Okay. What else?
Worthless also comes up.
Yeah, worthless as well.
Like not able, like unable, like not powerful.
Not powerful. And
What's the other?
what's that for you? If I'm not powerful, I am
Weak.
weak. And if
Weak.
I am weak, I am
If I am weak. The worthless does coming up, but I don't necessarily see the connection, but it
worthless.
does.
Yeah, I can see the connection. If I'm weak, I'm worthless. I don't have the power to affect the world.
Right.
Can you see how these things start to tie?
Right.
Yeah. And now the tools comes into play. We attack the tool. I want to stop using porn. But the tool is not the problem. The tool is there to help you alleviate the feeling of worthlessness. When I feel I have no value, I have no worth, what the fuck can I do? Well, at least I'll do something for myself, some pleasure, some distraction, something to get me into the body maybe, some relief of this pressure, something that I've learned. It's a tool not to feel. And it's a tool not to feel worthlessness. We see it on both ends.
Mhm.
And this is why.
And also, I have the horniness.
And then also the horniness. Yeah.
I think it's also what you're saying, but it's also some physical thing that I feel, and then it's easy for me to like, okay, I need it.
There is an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm horny, I have to.
Yeah.
And how does it feel when I'm not able to resist my physical urges?
Even more weekend.
And worthless.
Yeah.
Can you see how subtle it is? The genius of the mind? So even horniness isn't something that arises in the body for nothing. I hold an idea, I hold a belief, and you don't have to accept it, that Mother Nature, God, whatever it is, doesn't waste energy. Anytime I feel something, any thought that comes requires energy, right? It burns calories even. Western view, it burns calories. Calories are very rare in nature. For survival, the body needs to be very efficient. It doesn't burn energy for nothing. It has a reason for burning energy, every process. Why does your consciousness activate the processes that bring up horniness for you? This is why I find it genius. I think there is, and we can already see, there is a part in you that feels worthless. There is a part of you. And by bringing it up, you confirm that for yourself. Like you just said, I feel horny and then I feel powerless against it. I have nothing to do but give into it. I'm weak. I'm worthless again. I prove to myself this thing, which is, it's a bit of an interesting thing, and we can go into the why. It's because when in childhood we often have experiences and there's a feeling we try to avoid to feel, and we build this false identity around it that is a complex of strategies and behaviors that are there for us not to feel the feeling. And some of them is freeze, fight, flight. So freeze means I surrender to it. I surrender and I accept that I am worthless, because when I believe it, then I act in certain ways. We can go. But what I want to show you is that even this helplessness towards the feeling of horniness is actually a tool your mind uses to make you feel a certain way. Does that make sense?
Make me feel a certain way, or not feel a certain way?
Make you feel a certain way. So
if
I believe I am worthless, there are, let's say, 3 main ways I can confirm to myself that I am worthless. One is flight. That is, as long as I'm afraid to feel worthless, it means I am worthless. It maintains a relationship with this idea. As long as I'm afraid to feel it, it means it has power over me. As long as it has power over me, it's real. That's flight. Then we have fight, overcompensate. I will not be worthless. I will show the world I am not worthless. I am going to do everything and be super successful to show that I am not. But as long as I need to prove and compensate and overcompensate, there is a part of me that still maintains a relationship with the idea of worthlessness. I'm not acting because that's what I want to do. I'm acting not to feel worthless,
Right.
which confirms there is a part in me that is worthless. And the last one, and this is a very tricky one, is what we would call freeze. So that is surrender. I surrender to the idea that I'm worthless, and I keep proving it to myself to maintain it, to maintain the idea. So yes, I am worthless. I surrender to it, and I will keep proving to myself that I'm worthless by choosing partners that show me that I'm worthless, by collecting evidence in life that I'm worthless. Here, I failed at this exam. I'm worthless. I succeeded at this exam. No, it was pure luck because I'm worthless. No matter what, we collect the evidence.
Right.
Those are three expressions of it. They are all there to maintain this thing I call false identity. That is, they maintain this false idea that at a certain point in life, you developed that you are worthless. At a certain point in life, the child felt that. Maybe not in one point, maybe across the whole lived experience. And like the tool that we talked about of masturbation and addiction to porn that served the goal, served something then and no longer serves you now, so does this program. When you were a child, maybe, and we haven't gone there, feeling like you are worthless kept you safe. Because you were more pleasing to the parents, you were more quiet, you acted more, which created safety and gave you praise or quiet or less violence or whatever it is.
That's the mask.
That's the mask. But suddenly now you're waking up as an adult man, a mature man, surrounded by a lot of evidence that you are not that. There is something that starts to resist this false mask. Your soul is saying, Matan, no more. No more. You've lived with this mask enough. You are not worthless. And now reality starts creating this pressure against the false identity. There is a limit to how much you can live in an illusion. Because look at how amazing everything that you're doing in life is. How much value you give everyone, what you've created, Ecstatica, this camp, your relationships, all of this around. You're getting so much evidence. It starts to be like, it's hard, it starts to become hard to live in this lie. And this is when the soul starts to create the pressure of let's remove this. And I think this is the point that you are in now. This is the point where you are feeling still a little bit. There is a part of you that feels worthless, but there is also the part of you that resists it, that becomes stronger. And is like, no more. Let's remove this. Here's an opportunity to remove this. And the masturbation and addiction to porn is just a symptom. It's just a strategy and a tool that the system of worthlessness has been using until now. And as we will dissolve this false idea that you are worthless, we will also slowly break the tools that you developed to alleviate the feeling, flight, or overcompensate. There is show that you are not, or surrender, show that you are worthless. Does it make sense what I've been saying so far?
Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful. So let me ask you this, Matan. Let's even start with this. Where does this idea, this false idea that you are worthless, live in?
Live
Exists. Where does it
Where?
exist?
In my body, in my subconscious.
In your mind.
Yeah.
Only in your mind.
Ah.
Yeah.
But it affects
It's not in your body, because if I take your body and open it up, and look at like what's
Yes.
happening there, I'm not going to find anywhere that says Matan is worthless,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's not in your genes or anything. It's all in your mind.
Right.
Yeah. Is it an absolute truth that you are worthless?
No.
Can you give me an example that you are not worthless? Give me something that demonstrates that you are not.
Yeah. In my family, I'm very important. In what I do in my tribe, in the camp, I'm one of the most important people. And my friends, like before, when I came now from the east, they were very excited to see me and loved
So
me.
much
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I don't believe God makes crap. I believe it's beliefs
Yeah.
we created.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also believe that like every negative thing have the same potential of the opposite of what it is. So there's worthless in me, and there's also
100%.
powerful and
Thanks to
love.
you
And
feeling this, you developed tools that today allow you to create so much worth for everyone around you, to bring them up. Because from being this small child that felt worthless, you know what it feels like. So you know how to bring people up and show them their worth. You know how to create experiences that are amazing. It's part of it.
but it's part of the mask as well.
It's part of the mask, yeah. But you've developed the tool. Let's break the connection between the tool and the mask because it's no longer needed. When you believe you are worthless, how do you feel?
Worthless, very bad.
Very
Like
bad,
not
yeah.
feeling is
Yeah, what else?
yeah, very very like
Yucky.
nothing. Yeah, like
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. How does it feel in the body?
Hmm. Like this comes up here, like
Pressure in the chest? Yeah.
I don't know if pressure, but some kind of energy that goes up.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So it coming up, like I can feel it more with people. I feel like when fear of abandonment kicks in with people, I
Why would they
it's
abandon you?
yeah, probably yeah, yeah,
Why though?
w-
Why?
worthless.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You can see how everything ties.
of course.
When you believe you are worthless, when you believe this false idea, this lie that you are worthless, how do you act?
People pleasing.
People pleasing.
Yeah. Um, it's also the voice in the head. It coming up. I feel from my experiences trying to gain certainty because it's scared what's gonna happen. Because if it's gonna happen, I'm failure. I'm worthless.
Mhm.
Um,
What is the price you pay for these behaviors? For the people pleasing, for this part, the contracted part of you that is afraid to do things and has to check 1,000 times and run in
it's
your mind.
tiring. I
It's
feel like it's
tiring.
connected to the depression because
Yeah,
it's all of this is a system that is like takes so
of
much
course.
energy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
much energy is wasted trying not to feel worthless instead
yeah,
of feel what you really want to feel. Instead of be, of course it's tiring. Of course it looks like depression, low energy,
right,
because so much is wasted on avoiding a fear that is an illusion that lives in your mind.
right. But on the other hand, I do open like I'm open to feeling this. Like I'm consciously like bring it on.
Mhm.
But I think now having the awareness that this is what it is that is connected, maybe it can bring the feeling.
Yeah,
Feelings.
100%. One of the biggest tools that I would recommend you to sit with is actually allowing yourself to feel worthless. So the fear of feeling worthless will lower. The fear of it will lower. We will build resilience to this sensation. We will be able to start taking action that isn't away from the fear, but towards what we want. It will give us more freedom. If where I want to be, I want to create this group for men that helps them alleviate anxiety, And going towards it has to maybe going through feeling worthless. Maybe it means running 10 groups, and every group has one person and two people and three. In each of those, I will feel worthless. But in the end, I will have 20 people. Before, I would feel worthless early when not a lot of people show up, and then I stop because I hate this. And now I understand that to get there, I have to go through the feeling. Maybe I can now stay in this feeling and keep pushing. Maybe.
Mhm. Do you believe this is the biggest feeling, like worthless, or there are some other ones?
I think the average person I meet in my clinic has about 3 to 5 big, let's say, false identities, big masks, big fears, big emotions they avoid. But often there will be one significant, one that's really alive in them at the moment. And I'm not sure that worthless is it is. We can explore it, but in a podcast like this, we are limited.
Right.
So I attack what I see, and we definitely can see that this is alive in you.
Yeah.
As you say, it's something you feel.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe there's more.
I think this is the main one.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. I've had sessions in the clinic. This is the feeling. Wow, big release, crying, everything, life, 180 degrees change. Then the next week we go again. Oh my God, this is even deeper. You never know.
Right.
The really important thing is not finding the feeling, it's not bringing the awareness, it's changing the reality to a more desired reality. And if what we do doesn't affect reality, doesn't change reality and make it more aligned with who we are, feel more like ours, feel like we can be more authentically us, feel more exciting, then whatever we're doing is not working. It's not about this big release, this is the emotion. It's about what's next in life. How will this change?
Mhm.
And how will this change? Matan, if I take away this false idea that you are worthless, how would you feel?
Powerful.
Powerful. Yeah.
Feel more energetic.
Yeah.
Less sensitive or more resilient.
Yeah. Take
Um,
this deep breath. Yeah.
we do it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not letting the outside world to like affect me so much, like being more
Yeah. You'll be more unshakable.
right.
Yeah.
Unshakable. The name of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. You will not be a boat that's easily rocked.
Right.
And you know what's interesting? This is you. This is the Matan I see. Not this false idea of worthless. I see your power. This is truly who you are. The idea that you are weak and worthless and need to please and everything is a false idea. It's not connected to your true self. It's a protective mechanism.
Right.
When we remove these layers and we look at who you truly are, there is this power in you, this freedom, this desire to help, this light. You can see it. What you are connecting now is not to a feeling, but to your nature, to your being.
Yeah.
If I remove this false idea that you are worthless, how would you act now?
How would I act? With certainty,
Yeah.
with power, with knowing who I am. Yeah, less fear, more certainty. Yeah, I see an image of like a powerful me that just do with like not overthink, just like taking decision faster and
Yeah.
doing things that are more aligned with me. Yeah.
So what becomes available to you now in life without this false idea? What can you do already in life now through this dissolving of the false idea that you are worthless?
hmm I feel like in the past 15 years or less, I was exploring the power of manifestation, but I feel like it was always a struggle for me because most of the time is like, you know, I'm working very hard to get to a place where I want. It's not coming easily, and I'm also a lot of the time like attracting good and bad, and it's very difficult for me. It's like I'm driving and with my foot on the gas and the brake at
Right.
the same time. So I feel like when I have this power, this certainty, this knowing, I'm able to create what I want with much more power, with no brakes,
No
with no
breaks.
brake. Yeah.
I'm so excited and interested to see where you will go now as you remove the brake. Look how far you've come with the brake on. Yeah.
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 It's very tiring.
Very
Yeah, and
tiring.
it
That
also
is the
makes sense.
depression.
Yeah, yeah, the depression is like it's like so much energy
Yeah.
going into this
Into
cycle.
this false idea that no longer serves you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Ah, amazing. Yeah. That's beautiful to see. And it's beautiful that we got to see that as well.
Yeah.
And even again, this is what I told you know what's interesting? Tamar, who was in the previous podcast, faced this feeling of worthlessness just as much. This is
Mhm.
what we touched, but on a different angle for a woman. And for a man, it looks very different. But the feeling is very similar. The tools might be different. Each person needs to face it from a different place. With her, we went more into the body. With you, we went more into the mind. But what I find is that as we explore people, more and more I can see how we are all connected. We are all facing the same fears, all trying just our best to live, but we are doing our best with a limited self.
Yeah.
Let's remove these limitations and let's see where you go.
Yeah, it's sad and also beautiful to see
Yeah.
how so much of our lives were just acting
Mm.
from this mask and this false self, and so much energy and
Yeah.
so much, it's also affecting everyone around us when we don't do the work.
Mm.
We're like, it's like throwing garbage in the ocean. Is like we're spreading, things that are not good because
Mm.
of that, and affecting others. But of course, everyone have their own soul uh, journey here, and that's the collective. When we heal, we change everything around us. So beautiful work that you do here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And about masturbation as well, masturbation and porn, we can now see that it has been a tool not to feel something. But there is nothing wrong with this tool. Masturbation is an amazing thing that can connect a person to themselves, to different energies, kundalini awareness, multiple orgasms. It's a powerful tool of connection. But so far you have used it as a disconnect. You have used it in this context to avoid feeling something.
Right.
And there's a judgment that's been put on it. Now we can maybe dissolve it and approach this tool in a different way. Maybe not judge ourselves when we do it, because when we masturbate, even if we watch porn, we are not worthless. We are just watching porn. That's it. Remove the judgment. And if it's not serving us anymore, okay, we can decide not to do it. And if we decide to do it, let's own it. Do it with presence. Choose, I'm doing it to pleasure myself, to whatever it is. Remove the judgment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to keep feeding from this tool into the false identity. From this tool, judgment, false identity.
Mm-hmm.
We can just accept that this is a natural human behavior. And if it serves us, it serves us. And even if it doesn't serve us, it's okay. It's just an action. It's just being human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe the judgment less come about the masturbation. It comes about the
The
porn.
porn.
Yeah.
Okay. Even that.
And also
Explore.
the wasting of energy. I
Wasting
know
energy.
how sacred this energy is.
Yeah.
And
It's a waste if I waste it. It doesn't have to be a waste. If I do it with a reason that I'm connected to, if I'm present with this experience, it's not a waste.
yeah.
The judgment that it's a waste is part of the judgment complex that the false identity uses.
Mm.
Every part of it. The consciousness doesn't get doesn't get confused by reality. It can use everything as evidence that I'm worthless. If I masturbate, I'm worthless. If I don't masturbate, I'm worthless. If I succeed, I'm worthless because it was purely luck. If I fail, it's worthless here. No matter what. This is how genius it is.
Yeah.
It's genius.
It knows us best.
It knows
right?
us best. Yeah, it is a part of us. But now, as we dissolve this false idea, that we can see the paradox, that the only thing that's been worthless in your life is this false idea that you're worthless. This is the only thing that has no. Yeah. Now, as we dissolve this, we can start to unravel. And it's a process. You know, we've been here in this podcast and it's less than an hour and we touched it. And this system has been alive for many years. It takes time. And there's many tools like connecting to the feeling, like writing, it's called reporting, writing a letter to myself that feels worthless. There's many tools. But I actually know that you have all the tools you need to explore it and dissolve it and face it, because you are powerful. Now that you can see, you can solve it, right?
Yes.
So Matan, what are you taking from this podcast?
Look at my smile.
Exactly. Look, you're already radiating. I love it.
Yeah. And very interesting because I came here on a low energy, but probably that's all part of the bigger plan.
Yeah.
What I'm taking out of it?
Yeah. Summarize this experience for me. What have you seen? What are you taking? What's changed? What are you going to do differently?
I see now the false identity. I touched it in the past, but now it's more vivid. It's more real. I can see it clearer of what's going on, this false identity. And yeah, it's like I see it right there, and I feel because I can see it, it's more, it's less part of me. It's I see it, I less attached to it, and I believe that this awareness would allow me to help with what we discussed about, which is addiction to masturbation and porn, and seeing the patterns of other things that this brings up, this whole system and false identity, and also showing up as more powerful, more aligned self. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome, Matan. So thank you very much for being here. And thank you for sharing so vulnerably. This is such a complex and sensitive subject for so many. As you said, shame is very alive there.
Right.
Which is interesting because everyone does it. Right?
Yeah.
So shame is such a powerful tool of oppression, self-oppression. That
Which is also part of, I guess, the false identity of worthless.
False identities. It's this big complex. It's a societal complex.
Yeah.
And you being brave here and you facing these and sharing vulnerably, I think has a lot of worth. Not just for us, but also for the people who have watched this. Think if just one person listens to this and this lands for them and this gives them the courage to do something, that's...
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's very interesting how this all came up, because I was feeling like I did a lot of work with my other addictions, but this one stuck, and I wanted to show up with that. I wanted to open it up and expose it, and this is a great platform, and I'm very happy we did that.
I'm very happy you're here.
Yes.
Thank you.